there's just so many places here in Cyprus. So I'm in Paphos, for example, and there's a lot of expats here in Paphos as well. And it really is filled with so much that it's just a friendly place to be, for example. And I believe that the food is just so delicious. It's healthy, it's good for you. Yes, of course, they've got the McDonald's and there's the takeaways, which is worldwide, for example, but there's good home cooking that you get at the restaurants, the tavernas, for example. There's plenty of entertainment, there's singers, there's dancers, there's all kinds of things as well that you can get entertainment from as well. So I just wanted to be, upfront with you and just talk to you about the move for us moving to Cyprus, for example. And I want people to be empowered as individuals to make an informed decision or some direction to develop a strategy to look at how you can move over here to Cyprus, and to ultimately, the goal is for you to have a realistic understanding of what it's like to be an expat. So for me and my husband and my children, for example, that live here with us, for example, we're enjoying it. We're not experiencing anything negative, for example. So it's a perfect place for me for, i.e., for example, for retirement or semi-retirement. Now, I'll speak to you about the doctors here and the hospitals. For me, my experience, I have got a brilliant doctor here, and the whole medical center is absolutely amazing, and they treat you with the utmost respect. You get seen quickly. So if I make a call, for example, they could even see me the same day or the next day, for example. So when you need something done, they will act quickly. It's not like you've got to wait weeks, for example, or 6 months or something like that. You can get seen quickly. And that's another thing that I like here. Now, prescriptions, because when you get older, things are gonna happen and your body kind of breaks down a bit. So there's medication that you may need, for example. So I'll talk to you about that for those of you that are older, like myself, for example, or retired. Medication here, the prices are very good. For example, there's if you pay into, you've got insurance, social insurance, which they call Yetsi, for example, and the medication, it costs, anything from, say, €1 for a box of 30 tablets, depending on what type of medication that you're on, or it could be 160, €1.60, up to perhaps €3. It really depends, for example, but usually if it's cholesterol, which, usually when you get to a certain age, you do suffer, most people do suffer from cholesterol, for example. So for cholesterol tablets, it's €1.60, for example. So think about, the healthcare system here, to me, is very good. I've got no complaints regarding that whatsoever. I believe that they've looked after us very well, and they still continue to. Even with my sons, my husband, he has arthritis, all of these things, we're being well looked after. And if something does go wrong, then they do see you quickly. They will spot it as soon as you go to the doctors. They usually spot things quickly and they nip it in the bud, and before it becomes a problem, for example. So that's another thing that I like here. about living here in Cyprus, because when you get older, things do go a bit wrong sometimes, so you have to act quickly, and they do act quickly. Another thing that I can think of is, like I said, the schools here, the British schools have been very good. For example, my son has got lots of friends and they're all polite. They really are. They come from all around the world, and they get on so well with each other, and they're so respectful. The children are so respectful as well. So that's another thing. What I love about here as well is that you've got like fruit and vegetables that just grow everywhere. It's abundant, you know. It's just amazing. There's oranges, there's lemon trees, there's pomelo trees, there's guava, there's avocado, there's walnuts, there's black olives, there's green olives, rosemary, basil, all the different herbs and spices, and it's just, and the fruit and the vegetables, and even the vegetables just taste so sweet and delicious. You just, when you get a plate of the village salad, it's just beautiful. It's full of tomatoes, cucumbers, onion. It looks like it's so simple, but it tastes so delicious as well, with the feta cheese, halloumi, for example, all the different dips. It's just a different way of living, and you just go for lovely walks. I love to walk. I could walk for the whole day, for example, quite easily. Sometimes my husband has to sit and wait while I go for a walk, because I like to walk for an hour and a half, for example. But I could quite easily walk for 4 hours, quite easily, and I would, I just love it because I love to do that. But I also like to read as well.